Hey there, fellow sports gamblers. It's Steel Picks for you with the 5 best NBA playoff prize picks and underdog free picks for today, May 3rd. Before we get into today's picks, let's do a quick recap of what happened to us yesterday. Jason Tatum didn't participate, which led to Derek White getting others involved, dishing out 4 assists over the 3 assists we said he'd go under. Tyrese Maxey scored 30 points, but got the others involved, dishing out 7 assists over the 6.5 3 assists we said he'd go under. But Jaylen Brown scored 33 points to go over the 20, and Joel Embiid scored 34 points, well over the 24.5 points we said he'd go over. 2 out of 4 is not good, but let's see if we can get the immaculate ticket today with the picks that I have for you. First off, we have Jaylen Brown under 9.5 rebounds. Now, folks, fellow sports gamblers, this series has been crazy. There was no reason to think that the Detroit Pistons would ever go down 3-1, and there was no reason to think that the Detroit Pistons would come back and tie it up to go back to Motown for a Game 7. But irregardless of all the things that have happened, that does not concern us. What we're concerned about is whether or not Jalen Duren can get 9.5 rebounds. And as you can see, in the playoffs against the Orlando Magic, he has not gone over that one time. Straddling the fence here at the 9.5 for 1, 2, 3, 4 of these games. But at the same time, he has not gone over that threshold. So I don't think this is going to happen in this game either. And the reason that I think this is because I think it's going to be a very low scoring game. I think that possessions are going to be precious. I think that there's going to be a lot of shots taken at the end of the shot clock and not a lot of rebound opportunities for Jalen Duren. Now, of course, when you look at the other numbers, for example, minutes, he's definitely been playing about 30 minutes a game, kind of doing his thing. And with regards to rebounds, as I said previously, has not gone over that mark one time. Foul trouble, a little bit. Actually fouled out of Game 3. But, he's gotten close in games 4, 5, and 6, which somewhat works to our benefit. But at the same time, when it's all done and said and done, I don't think that Jalen Duren is going to go over 9.5 rebounds. As you can see, Prizepicks likes this as well, as they have him at -119. I think that he'll have a great game, and we'll see if the Pistons can pull out a victory at home. But as far as the 9.5 rebounds, I'm going to say he's going to go under. Next up, from that same game, and his teammate, Cade Cunningham, under 23.5 field goal attempts. As you can see, he has been right at that line for 4 straight games. So we're straddling the fence here for a tad bit. He's certainly, given the fact that it's a do or die, win or go home contest, he may decide to just take the matters into his own hands, being that he is the superstar of the Detroit Pistons, the face of the franchise. He may decide that it's all about him. But at the same time, he has not been able to do that in 5 of the 6 games in the playoffs. The only game that he went over was the first game. A little bit of adrenaline when he came off of the collapsed lung injury, getting back into the swing of things. Certainly had his opportunities, at the ball 27 times. Of course, we realize that it's the playoffs and it's Game 7, so the numbers don't really mean anything. I expect him to play 40-plus minutes. With regards to his field goal attempts, as we've said, right at that 23-point barometer for 4 straight games. Will he be under? And why will he be under? Well, sports gamblers, the reason that I think that he will be under the 23.5, which is, so Vegas for evil, why are they even doing this to us, is because he has to get the others involved. In order for them to win this Game 7, it can't be all about him. He has to get out there and facilitate and get the other players involved, at least a little bit. I think ultimately it will come down to whether he's making shots or not. But at the same time, I think that the under 23.5 is a pretty good number to go with. And as you can see, Prizepicks likes it as well at minus 119. From the same game, Desmond Bane, under 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, as you can see, in the playoffs, he's been able to do this 3 times, games 1, 3, and 4. But his last 2 games, games 5 and 6, he's been falling off just a tad bit. And that is because the pressure has been ramped up. The intensity of the moment has been ramped up. And I'm not going to say he hasn't been up to the moment, but at the same time, this number in and of itself says that that's probably not going to happen. And again, I don't want to use regular season statistics to kind of follow what can happen in a game 7 in a first round playoff series. But Detroit is really, really good at the defensive side of the ball, with number 3 at points allowed, number 3 at rebounds allowed, and number 1 at assists allowed. And as you can see, we're not going to get into the minutes, of course. Field goals, certainly taking his shots, but not really been very efficient from the field. Just one game at 50%. The rest of them have been well below. You can see 35, 18, 38, 40, and 39. Well below a respectable field goal percentage, as well as getting to the free throw line. Not so much. As a matter of fact, in games 3 and 6, did not get to the free throw line at all. Game 5, he got to the free throw line 2 times. And in game 4, only the 4 times. So not necessarily expecting a big game from Desmond Bane. I think that the gravity of the situation and the opportunity for the Detroit Pistons, who are the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, to seize the opportunity to take advantage of the fact that the Orlando Magic missed 23 field goals in the second half and lost game 6, going back to Detroit for game 7. I definitely think they have the momentum, and I think that it will be a defensive battle, not a lot of possessions, so I don't think that Desmond Bane is going to have a lot of opportunities, and I think he will go under 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And as a friendly reminder, when you sign up with BETR using my promo code WINCASH, you'll receive 2 anytime tokens worth up to $100 each. And when you sign up for Novig using my promo code STEELEWINS and spend $5, you'll get a $50 bonus. Plenty of extra cash for you to make some extra cash using these wagers and props that we've established to make extra money. Good luck to everyone. Next up, Evan Mobley, under 1.5 blocks. Now again, game 7, crazy game 7. Anything can happen, but as you can see, the stats and the analytics back us up on this. For the 6-game period, he's only gone over the 1.5 blocks 1 time. He had 3 blocks in game 5, pretty momentous. They actually lost that game, but that's okay. I'm just saying, with regards to how they're doing and what he is capable of, I don't think that a game 7 he will have 1.5 blocks. I think that the Toronto Raptors will be taking a lot of shots from behind the arc. I think they'll be behind most of this game. I really feel like the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to establish their presence of authority. Their veteran leadership is going to carry them over. And they have Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, who are in their own right superstars. James Harden at one time was the MVP of the league. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Evan Mobley to get a lot of blocks. Of course, he's going to be playing plenty of minutes because it is game 7. So that's not really a consideration or a factor with regards to what I'm thinking here. But I don't think that Evan Mobley is going to get 2 blocks in this game. I think it's going to be more about what Donovan Mitchell and James Harden can do from the perimeter and probably getting others involved, although James Harden's had a little bit of a turnover problem in this series. Hopefully he can correct that. But for our purposes, Evan Mobley under 1.5 blocks. As you can see, Underdog is pretty much on board with this as well, as they have him at minus 111. And last but not least, Evan Mobley's teammate, James Harden, over 4.5 first quarter points. Now, as you can see in the playoffs, he has been red hot for the most part. Less game 6 where he was a half of a point under what we need him to be. But he's been lighting up in the first quarter. First game, 7 points, 6, 5, and 5. High watermark 14 in game 5. But he's definitely been getting his points in early. I'm expecting a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer, and maybe a 3-pointer and just going to the line and getting fouled. Of course, we know that he's going to play plenty of minutes, and in game 5, as you can see, he played every minute in the first quarter. But as an average, the 8.8 is a little bit deceptive. Of course, the 12 is a little bit of an anomaly, which throws the statistics off. But 8 consistent minutes a game in the first quarter. So I definitely expect James Harden to hit a 3-pointer, maybe get fouled, go to the line to hit 2, maybe hit a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer in the first quarter, but he will definitely be over the 4.5 first quarter points. And as you can see, Prizepicks likes us as well, as they have him at -119. So to recap, we have Jalen Duren under 9.5 rebounds, Cade Cunningham under 23.5 field goal attempts, Desmond Bane under 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists, Evan Mobley under 1.5 blocks, and James Harden over 4.5 first quarter points. And in addition, the ticket that I put together is James Harden over 4.5 first quarter points, Cade Cunningham under 23.5 field goal attempts, and Evan Mobley under 1.5 blocks. That's the 5 picks I have for you. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the Steel Picks for You channel. And good luck, everyone.